Hello, my creative friends, and welcome back to the studio. Today, we're diving into a project that's close to my heart, combining two of my favorite things, adorable animals and the rich, natural colors of the forest. We're going to paint a charming little bear, but with a special twist. We'll be using the vibrant hues of berries to bring it to life. How amazing is that? Imagine a fluffy bear cub with a snout playfully dusted with berry juice. That's the magical scene we're creating together today. Before we dip our brushes, let's talk about our inspiration. I've always been fascinated by how nature provides its own palette. Think of the deep purples of blackberries, the bright reds of raspberries, and the soft blues of blueberries. These are the colors we'll be channeling. Our bear won't just be a painting. It'll be a story of a curious cub who's just had a delicious feast. So grab your favorite paper. I'm using a nice, thick watercolor paper to handle the moisture, and let's get our materials ready. For our palette today, I'm using a mix of watercolors that mimic our berry theme. I have some deep dioxazine purple for those blackberries, a touch of quinacridone magenta for the raspberries, and a lovely ultramarine blue mixed with a hint of white for that classic blueberry shade. We'll also need some earthy browns and blacks for the bear's fur, like burnt umber and a touch of Payne's gray. And of course, have your brushes ready: a medium round for the main body, a small detail brush for the face and fur texture, and a larger wash brush for our background. Let's start with a very light pencil sketch. Don't press too hard. We want these lines to disappear under our paint. I'm starting with a simple round shape for the head and a slightly larger pear-like shape for the body. Think soft, curved lines. We want our bear to look cuddly and gentle. Let's give it two small, rounded ears on top of its head and sketch in a short, rounded snout. For the pose, I'm having my bear sit down, maybe with one paw slightly raised as if it's about to lick some leftover berry juice off. Keep it simple and focus on the overall shape. Now for the background. We want the bear to be the star, so let's create a soft, out-of-focus backdrop. I'm wetting the paper around my bear sketch with clean water, being careful not to wet the bear itself. Now I'll drop in some light greens and maybe a hint of yellow ochre to suggest a sunny forest clearing. Let the colors blend and bleed into each other naturally. This technique, called wet on wet, creates a beautiful, dreamy effect that will make our bear pop. Let this layer dry completely before we move on. Alright, our background is dry, and it's time for the fun part, the bear. I'm mixing up a light, watery version of our burnt umber using my medium round brush. I'm going to apply this first light layer to the bear's entire body. This is our base coat. Don't worry about details yet. Just focus on filling in the shape evenly. This initial wash establishes the midtones and gives us a foundation to build our shadows and highlights on. Think of it as the first step in building up that fluffy, three-dimensional fur. While that first layer is still slightly damp, let's start adding some dimension. I'm mixing a darker shade by adding a bit of Payne's gray to my burnt umber. Now, I'll gently dab this darker color into the areas where shadows would naturally fall under the chin, on the belly, and on the side of the body, away from our imaginary light source. Let the colors blend softly at the edges. This is how we start to build form and make our bear look round and full instead of flat. Now let's work on that signature fluffy texture. With our detail brush and a thicker, darker brown mix, we're going to start painting fine, short strokes. Follow the direction the fur would grow, curving around the body, flicking outwards from the ears. Vary the length and direction of your strokes to make it look natural. Layer these strokes, especially in the shadow areas. This process takes a bit of patience, but it's so worth it. It is these tiny details that truly bring our furry friend to life and give it that wonderful, touchable texture. It's time to add that adorable, berry-stained snout. This is the part that tells our story. I'm taking my quinacridone magenta and a tiny bit of the dioxazine purple. I'll water them down quite a bit. Now, very gently, I'm going to glaze this color over the bear's muzzle area. I'll add a few more concentrated, darker spots right around the nose and mouth, as if juice has dribbled down. Let's also add a few tiny splatters on its chest and paw for a playfully messy look. It instantly gives our bear so much personality. Finally, let's bring it all together with the finishing touches. Using our detail brush and some nearly black paint, I'll carefully paint in the nose, giving it a little highlight with some white gouache to make it look wet, then 2 simple black dots for the eyes. The key to a cute expression is in the eyes, so place them carefully. I like to add a tiny white dot of reflected light in each eye to make them sparkle with life. Maybe add a few final fine whiskers with a very light hand. And there we have it, our adorable bear, fresh from a berry feast. I am so incredibly happy with how this little guy turned out. Look at that sweet face and the beautiful natural colors. It's a wonderful reminder that inspiration and beauty are all around us in nature. I hope you had as much fun painting along with me as I did guiding you through it. This project is all about letting go, playing with color, and creating a character with a story. Thank you so much for joining me in the studio today. If you enjoyed creating this berry-loving bear, please give this video a thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more creative adventures. I love seeing your creations, so feel free to share them with me on social media. Keep painting, keep creating, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.